Your money or your life? I'll slay you, you scum. Quitting? Corva fix. You're dead. I'll slay you for that. Ha! I'm over here! God!
Hey, who's there? Hey, who's there?
Good God, you look terrible. Did someone...
You look a bit worried, Bailiff.
How can I not be? What with the whole village complaining about ghosts?
Ghosts?
An empty grave that they say a revenant crawled out of.
You don't think there's any truth to it?
No, it's nothing but all...
But how come the grave is empty?
You don't need any magic to dig up a grave.
But why would anyone do that? Surely no God-fearing Christian would dig up the grave of some poor soul who...
A God-fearing Christian? No.
So you suspect someone?
Could be. There's been a band of good-for-nothing itinerants hanging. They weren't making any trouble, though, so I let them be.
How do you know it was them?
Who else would it be?
What about the Revenant?
Oh, don't you start. That Revenant of yours is nothing but idle hands doing the devil's work. I'd send them packing myself if I had the time and the men.
Supposing I help you get rid of them.
You look like you know how to handle yourself.
But that doesn't mean I have to solve everything with brute force. I'd rather parley.
That's how I like things. Peaceful and orderly. I don't need any bloodshed around here. I've trouble enough with one long-dead corpse. Send them packing and there'll be peace again.
Don't worry, Master Bailiff. I'll be the very soul of discretion.
Then I'll gladly accept your help. Is there anything you need to know?
That's all I need to know. I'll get going.
Good luck. Take care.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
What the hell was that?
What do you want, boy?
The bailiff sent me after you.
Who are you?
Oh, yeah? I'm shitting myself.
Well, you better take a good look at me and think again.
Mother of
Ah,
God.
all right. Well, what does the bailiff want from us?
I'm supposed to get you to leave.
Mother of
What's
God.
the problem, all of a sudden?
Someone hereabouts dug up a grave, and the bailiff reckons you lot are mixed up in it.
Sure, might as well blame us for everything. Why not? I suppose we burned down Skullets, too.
Don't play the innocent lamb with me. You know what I think?
No, and I don't much care.
Well, maybe you ought to.
Oh, yeah? Why?
Because I can offer you a job.
Doing what? Don't expect us to break our backs for a few groschen.
Perish the thought. No, it's something more suited to your, talents. I need someone to frighten people a little.
Frighten who?
The Ledechko villagers.
Them lot are already shitting themselves on account of that revenant.
Aye, but not quite enough to suit me.
And how do you want us to do it?
A bit of fire would be good, since the dead man was a charcoal burner. Some flames flickering in the night, that would scare them.
Aye, all the more so since the fellow was accused of arson.
How do you know that?
One of us is from Ledechko. He was only a youngster when it all happened, but he remembers the fires all right.
I see. Well, that should scare them out of their wits then.
You bet it will. So what's in it for us?
How much do you want?
Well, it won't be cheap.
Here you are.
Fine, we're agreed.
Just make sure no one sees you.
Don't worry. They always turn us a blind eye anyway.
Yeah. Here I am, bailiff.
So, how did it go?
I talked to those itinerants, and I'm sure they're not mixed up in it.
How can you be so sure?
Well, those lazy beggars. Digging up a grave is too much like work for them.
You could be right. Well, that hasn't helped much, then. I still have an empty grave and no explanation for it. Goodbye.
Jesus! Has something... God be with you. What can I do for you?
I'd like to,
Uh-huh.
proper bath. And my clothes need washing.
I'm sure you'll be extremely satisfied. Goodbye. Goodbye.
God be with you.
So, how am I doing so far?
Henry, a corpse was found.
What? Where?
Here in Ledechko.
The whole village is in a...
Well, what happened?
One of the locals was killed.
I see. Does anyone know?
No one saw or heard a thing. People are terrified.
Well, that's convenient, though, isn't it?
It is, but it certainly doesn't give me any joy.
Of course not. What do you take me for?
I don't know whether to believe you or not.
Come on. Do you take me for some cutthroat? My own parents were killed, and I wouldn't wish that loss.
Of course. Sorry, I shouldn't have doubted you.
That's all right. So all the villagers are...
They certainly are.
So, the job is done, eh?
Not quite.
But you just said the whole village is shaking with fear.
The whole village, but for one individual.
Well, surely that doesn't matter.
That's what I thought too. Only this fellow is giving everyone the benefit. He needs shaking up before he undoes your good work.
But if he's not been scared yet, what more can I do to frighten him?
Well, when he's not hanging around here ruining my trade, he's in the tavern boasting that he'd happily sleep by that
Yeah,
Exactly. He just needs... And once he's there, make it the most terrifying...
Well, what are we waiting for then?
It's best to be well prepared. You ought to find out some...
The gossip woman?
Nah. And Henry, before we get to that grave, you can still try and come up with more ways to frighten the villagers. The more terrified they are, the more groschen there'll be in it for me. For us, that is. God be with you.
I hope you're not after eggs.
Eggs? Why?
Because they've almost all gone off. Can you imagine the stink?
I don't think I want to.
Terrible it is.
Uh-huh.
Enough to make you retch.
I see.
A diabolical stink. Like you've got a...
All right, I get the picture.
Aren't you a bit oversensitive?
God watch over...
Good wife.
You're still here, lad? I thought you'd have fled.
Fled? Why on earth would I do that?
Because there's a revenant on the prowl.
Ah, that. But I heard there's one brave lad who's not...
You mean Felix?
Well, I don't know what his name is, but he's always arguing in the tavern that there's no...
That's him. The fool doesn't believe what's going on under his own nose. He hasn't the sense...
He even said he'd spend the night at the graveside, just to prove there's no revenant.
Aye.
Is he brave or just stupid? Surely he's afraid of something.
I couldn't tell you. But if he's to be believed, he doesn't...
And do you believe him?
Well, it's true he never seems bothered by anything. But then he's always...
What pair?
Two.
But he was alone in the tavern.
Aye, they're not locals. But outside the village, wherever he goes...
Who are these two fellas?
They're not bad lads, but they're no...
How's that?
Them
What are they afraid of?
The first one wouldn't even go into the woods alone, because he's afraid of wild...
Ah, is that so?
He got lost in the forest as a young lad, and he wasn't found till next morning, shaking and pale as a ghost.
Poor lad. Must have been scared out.
That he was.
What about the other one?
He's afraid of fire.
Why?
His own father burned him, God forgive him. As a young lad, he was playing with fire and nearly set fire to the house.
Poor lad. That's a terrible...
My words, exactly.
Ah, it's been an interesting chat.
Good luck then.
Bloody tears of St. James, Madonna.
I can't throw these eggs in there yet. These don't stink enough. This brave fella, Felix his name is, if we can get him to spend the night at the grave, he won't be alone. Wherever he goes, he always has two mates tagging along.
Like he's afraid to be alone.
Could be.
So, if we could get him there alone, it shouldn't be too hard to skip.
Maybe, maybe not. He claims he's not afraid.
That's easy to say. Only, we have to get rid of the other two. What do you know about them?
One of them is afraid of wild animals. Won't even go into the woods.
I see. And the
He's afraid of fire, but I doubt an ordinary campfire would do the trick.
well, we'll think of something. Anyway, you take...
How, though?
Haven't you learned anything from me? Talk to a...
Of course. Why didn't I think of that? Any particular one, Master?
The most frightening one, of course.
And how am I supposed to recognize him? One looks the same as another.
By his bark, naturally. Can't you hear him? He'd scare the wits out of anyone.
That's a dog.
Either that or Satan in the guise of a beast.
All right. And what do I do with him?
Have a conversation with him and see if you can mimic his bark.
Yeah, great idea. People will think I'm barking mad.
Take care. Wine squeezed from grapes, cultivated from a rose bush. Powder made of the bones of St. Thomas. Rare spices and tinctures, magical elixirs and amulets, miraculous ointments, and remarkable remedies. Rare spices and tinctures, magical elixirs and amulets, miraculous ointments, and remarkable remedies.
What's that?
Come on then. Bark. Oof, what a beast you are. Alright, let's see. Ruff. Ruff. Again? Boo!
Who's there?
Boo! Boo!
Hey!
Boo! 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 That's still not quite it. Boo! 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 That's it. And now I'm officially the village idiot.
Is there something you want?
So, how did you get on?
I found that mutt. Although from the noises it made, you'd hardly guess it was...
So you've learned to bark.
I have, master.
So bark.
I never thought I'd stoop so low. Boo! Boo!
Perfect!
But what if it's not enough?
Ah, ye of little faith. Besides, can you think of any other way?
If we want to have him there on his own, I could always knock the other two out.
And what if he finds them unconscious?
I can always haul them off somewhere he won't find them.
Just make sure you don't botch it, Henry. It could easily turn very sour.
Don't worry. But what about the other fella?
Ah, yes, apprentice. You have the good fortune to witness a genius at work. Watch and learn. An oil lamp.
An oil lamp?
Precisely. Isn't it ingenious?
A marvellous invention, I grant you. But what do you want to do with it?
That's the clever part. I've hung a lamp like this over the Revenant's grave. All you have to do is shoot it down. It'll fall on the grave and burst into flames.
Well, that could work. Only...
Only what?
Well, how can you be sure I'll manage to shoot it down?
I believe in you, Henry. You're my apprentice, versed in the ways of our craft.
Right, I almost forgot.
Anyway, you can practice. The lamp is already hanging up. It just hasn't been lit yet.
Aye, I'll give it a go. And then what?
Then you just have to goad our Felix into putting his money where his mouth is.
But what if he doesn't fall for it?
Refusing would ruin his credibility. Go and see him. I'll bet you anything, if you present it right, he'll jump at it.
All right, I'll give it a try.
Good. Don't delay, though. Practice with the lamp first, if you like, or just go straight to him.
I hope I can be of some
Can I sleep here?
Certainly. For how long?
Just the one night.
All right. Money up front, though.
Here you are.
You'll like it here. Like sleeping on a cloud, it is. Take care.
I'll fetch it right away.
a fraction of their true value.
These eggs aren't rotten.
Has your manhood been whittling of late? Then buy this powder made of a unicorn's horn. One beer for me. Hosts baked in the temple of Jerusalem. Has your manhood been whittling of late? Then buy this powder made of a unicorn's horn.
I want to build something.
Certainly, Master Bailiff. We've already finished everything.
I'd like to extend my...
Good.
We're going to build here?
Yes.
I'm ready.
I'll just quickly check. All good.
I want to build something.
Certainly,
I could use an alchemy lab. We're going to build here?
Indeed.
I'm ready.
I'll just quickly check again. All good.
want to build something. And we mustn't waste any time.
We can't build in the dark. You can't hammer... I applaud your...
I suppose so. I want to build something. And we mustn't waste it.
We can't build in the dark. You can't hammer... I applaud your fervour.
I suppose so. I want to build something.
Certainly, but...
I was thinking it would be good to...
Very well. So they don't...
We're going to build here?
Right here.
I'm ready.
I'll just quickly check again. We've still got the means.
I want to build something.
We've already finished everything successfully.
So, how am I doing with the village?
Let's see. How do you think you're doing? We've already finished everything successfully. Excellent work, Henry.
I'm glad you're pleased.
Hold the faith in the temple of Jerusalem.
God be with you.
So, how am I doing so far?
I already told you, Henry. Everyone is scared.
I know. I was just wondering if any...
Well, half the village is without rosaries. Someone even...
And did you sell it?
I don't trade in such banal goods.
I didn't know a cat's paw was good for warding off...
Henry, all the good... No one in Ledechko would eat a single egg, even if they had any. Because...
Well, at least they've got fuel for their fires.
Some folk saw flames of hellfire flickering. They have to go to the river to draw water now.
Why's that?
Because their well leads...
Oh, how dreadful.
Did you have some...
Me? How could I? Good. The more frightened they are, the better. Maybe then you'll sell lots of remedies, and maybe you'll...
Maybe.
Good luck then.
heard there's a revenant haunting these parts.
Ah, you don't want to believe those old wives.
Well, it's not true then.
Of course not. It's just...
You're kind of sure of yourself, aren't you?
That I am. And what's it to you?
Nothing. It's just that, well, bold talk doesn't prove anything.
Are you saying I'm lying?
Well, can you prove your claims?
What?
Well, supposing you spent the night at that grave, like you say. That'd prove there's no revenant, wouldn't it?
You reckon so? I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. Besides, since you're so fearless, it'd be nothing to you, right?
Aye, that's right.
How about something to buck up your courage? Ah, probably not. You don't need it.
I don't, but it can't hurt. Thanks, Em.
So when are you going to do it?
Just as soon as I can in the evening.
Right. And now you can... Shh! Quiet, Henry. You'll give us away.
Sorry. What's that you're wearing?
What do you think it is?
I don't know, some new fashion?
It's my Revenant costume, of course.
My apologies, Master, for not recognising it immediately.
You obviously still have a lot to learn.
So did they come?
Yes, all three. They're camping at the top of the hill.
Right. I'll have time to get haunting then. Where do I start?
I'll leave that up to you. The main thing is to scare off the two cronies first. I'll take care of fearless Felix.
So I'll scare one off with the lamp?
Yes, just make sure no one sees you shooting.
And the other one with fearsome noises?
That will probably take a few attempts. Ideally, a bit at a time.
Let him work up an appetite for more, so to speak.
I couldn't have put it better myself. Just don't give yourself away.
I won't, but if they do happen to see me coming...
Then you'd better vanish like a wisp of smoke, or make some excuse.
And what will you be doing?
I'll wait somewhere out of the way for a while, and then I'll crash in. So make sure the other two are gone by then.
All right.
That's a strange sound. Some animal, I suppose.
Back to the mill. Home!
Kind of. That's a strange sound. Some animal, I suppose. Could it be an animal? What kind of? What's that noise? What kind of animal makes a noise like that? What's that noise again? What's an animal, I suppose? Probably nothing. What's that noise? Not again. No, please, God, no. I can't stand this. No, no, please, no. They're everywhere. They'll devour me. Jesus Christ, I've got to get away from here. What's a noise like that?
That was something.
How did you like that, eh?
Wonderful! I haven't had so much...
Did you see him run? Like all the demons of hell were on their heels.
One was quite enough, evidently.
So what now?
Now I just wait for my customers to turn up. Come and see me tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah.
God be with you.
About that recipe.
Yes, you want to buy it? God be with you. Take care.
About that recipe.
Yes,
Never mind. It can wait.
as you wish. Good luck then. Sizes. Ah, my dear apprentice, how happy.
So, it all worked out.
Like a dream. I didn't sell half as much in.
That's good news. Now, about...
Your well-deserved reward. Henry, what have you done?
What do you mean? I did what you asked.
Didn't you overdo it a bit? Because I was left with nothing. They descended on me like a plague of locusts and made off with everything I had.
But that's a good thing, isn't it?
I'm not saying it's not. Just...
Well, if I did, it was only out of loyalty to my esteemed master. What will you do now?
I could go now. I've coin enough, but I'll wait a while before moving on.
Why? I thought you didn't want to stay too close to Sasau for long.
But what if you needed my help?
Indeed. How could I forget all you've done for me? Well, at least I'll know where to find you. Yeah.
Stay away from people if you can't ride a horse, you moron!
You won't believe it, Sir Hans, but I entered the tourney again. Well, this time I won.
Ha! I know! You beat them all black and blue! You're a true warrior, Henry. Really. Even I was amazed at your performance. And thank you, you saved me from Uncle's legendary wrath. Here, I have something for you. I had it made just for you. It's no more than a hero like you deserves.
It's very kind of you, sir. Thanks. I got you that potion from the charlatan.
What charlatan? He's a man of learning who even cured the Pope of impotence. But thanks, Henry. I really appreciate your help. Once I drink this potion, every woman will faint at my feet. But I'm only interested in one. The fairest creature on God's green earth.
The butcher's daughter, I know. And then what?
A rendezvous. She and I, under the cloak of night. And you shall be my herald of exalted words. You will hide and prompt me from a book of poetry.
I'll do what?
Here's a book of poems. I'll need a little time to get ready. Meanwhile, you can learn some poems off by heart. You'll prompt me.
Learn poetry? Me? That sounds... well, not exactly...
Stop wasting time and get to it. Come back to me in a couple of hours. I have to get dressed up and groomed, and it'll take a while before the potion takes effect.
Yeah! Yeah!
My God, Henry.
Wouldn't you like to take a stroll?
I'd love to. The time passes so quickly with you, Henry. Come and see me again sometime.
Yeah!
cucumbers. Lovely cucumbers.
God, what happened to you? Good luck, then.
Asparagus that'll cut you in half, and cucumbers that'll cure what ails you.
Good day. See you later.
Božíček, nebožníček, dají pán Bůh nebesa, boží relikt. God grant you health. How may I help you? God be with you.
My humble greeting.
Is there someone here who can compete with me?
I'm sure someone can be found. First, I'll explain the rules. You shoot the straw surrounded. The round ends whenever it's the custom to.
All right. That's
just one more thing.
Got it.
How good are you with a bow?
I'm a beginner.
Doesn't matter. At least you'll get it. Splendid. Here's some arrows for you. but you can use your own if you want. Meanwhile, I'll round up the competition. Farewell. You may shoot. Contest is over. Henry here is the winner.
Is there someone here who...
Of course. How good are you?
I've shot a few times.
Then you'll have no trouble. Splendid. Here's some arrows for you. But you... Meanwhile, I'll round up... Take care. You may shoot. Arrows all shot.
Good gracious, it's Henry, champ...
About that affair of yours.
Henry, you don't pay attention to a word I say.
God be with you.
God be with you, lad. God be with you.
Are you ready, Sir Hans?
Henry, something's gone wrong.
Open up. I'm not going to talk to the door.
That potion tasted rather odd, and now I have a feeling my face is broken out. How do I look?
No offence, sir, but you gave me quite a fright. It looks as though you've slept with your head inside a wasp's nest.
God's holy breeches, I knew it! And it's nearly time for my rendezvous with Carolina. What am I going to do?
You just sit tight, and I'll go and find you some antidote.
All right. But hurry, Henry. I can't wait any longer.
The best cure for this kind of thing is marigold decoction. I can get you that right away.
God be with you, lad.
I've got a remedy for you.
About time. Give it here. As soon as I'm healed, we'll go. Goodbye. It's gone. I'm as gorgeous as before. Let's go.
G'day, Henry.
Tell me, Henry, how many girls have you had in your life? If you've had any at all, that is.
Well, there's been a few, but I'm sure I can't compare with you.
Ha! Very true. One day plays will be written about my amorous adventures.
Comedies or tragedies?
That might depend on how things go tonight.
I'm from Scarlet's, good folk. You all know what happened there. Help your neighbor.
There's another very pretty girl living in this house here, but she's already got a suitor.
Since when has that ever bothered you?
Since the time her fellow threw me headfirst into a dung heap and kicked my arse for good measure.
It seems your future subjects don't hesitate to take a stick to you when it comes to minding the womenfolk.
I doubt he would have done it if he recognized me. I was, incognito. We're almost there. You'll hide behind a gravestone or in the bushes and don't budge from there. Otherwise you might scare her off.
Hide, Henry. Time to get started. How do you know it's her who will come out and not someone else? She got the letter and necklace, didn't she? She knows that that is, her secret admirer is coming. And what am I supposed to do? What do you think, dolt? Prompt me from that book of poetry.
Get a move on. I don't want to turn up late to see the love of my life. Get a move on. I don't want to turn up late to see the love of my life. Get a move on. I don't want to turn up late to see the love of my life. Get a move on. I don't want to turn up late to see the love of my life. Get a move on. I don't want to turn up late to see the love of my life. Get a move on. I don't want to turn up late to see the love of my life. Get a move on. I don't want to turn up late to see the love of my life. Get a move on. I don't want to turn up late to see the love of my life. Get a move on. I don't want to turn up late to see the love of my life. Get a move on. I don't want to turn up late to see the love of my life. Get a move on. I don't want to turn up late to see the love of my life. Get a move on. I don't want to turn up late to see the love of my life. Get a move on. I don't want to turn up late to see the love of my life. Get a move on. I don't want to turn up late to see the love of my life. Get a move on. I don't want to turn up late to see the love of my life. Get a move on. I don't want to turn up late to see the love of my life. Get a move on. I don't want to turn up late to see the love of my life.
About Carolina.
Oh, you're alive. So you must have a really good excuse. A fine friend you are, Henry.
Sorry, something really important came up.
Like what? I'll go again this evening. Will you wait here with me until it's time?
Yes, Sir Hans.
Good luck, then. Tell me, Henry, how many girls...
Gonna move on. I don't want to turn up late.
Tell me, Henry, how many girls have you had in your life? If you've had any at all, that is.
Well, there's been a few, but I'm sure I can't compare.
Very true. One day plays will be written about my amorous adventures.
Comedies or tragedies?
That might depend on how things go tonight.
Gonna move on.
Tell me, Henry. If you've had any at all, that is.
Well, there's been a few, but I'm sure I can't compare with you.
Ha! Very true. One day plays will be written about my amorous adventures.
Comedies or tragedies?
That might depend on how things go tonight. There's another very pretty girl living in this house here. but she's already got a suitor.
When has that ever bothered you?
Since the time her fellow threw me headfirst into a dung heap and kicked my arse for good measure.
It seems your future subjects don't hesitate to take a stick to you when it comes to minding a womenfolk.
I doubt he would have done it if he recognised me. I was, incognito. We're almost there. You'll hide behind a gravestone or in the bushes and don't budge from there. Otherwise you might scare her off.
Hide, Henry. Time to get started. How do you know it's her who will come out and not someone else? She got the letter and necklace, didn't she? And what am I supposed to do? What do you think, dolt?
Who's there? I can't see you.
Your most ardent admirer, fair maid.
Aha. And do you have a name?
What's in a name? That which we call a rose by any other name would still be a flower, wouldn't it?
Start.
What are you saying? I can't hear you.
Gentle night, why linger on? I yearn thus for my love so long. Without her words to still my breast, who shall set my soul to rest?
Gentle night, why linger on? I earned this from my love so long. Whip out your worthy silky breasts. Who shall suck my salty bits?
No! And now my heart in sorrow dwells, from melancholic pining swells, since I, alas, was forced to part from the mistress of my heart.
I know my horses sort of well, some alcohol from 9 to 12. Seems I always have whores apart from the mistress of my heart.
Psst! What on earth are you saying?
What's that hissing?
It's, a feral goose here in the bushes.
I shall love you then, my dear, as long as you lie with me here. If you'll not give your all to me, no longer shall I bide with thee.
I shall let you drink my beer, as long as you, buy one for me. If you'll not give your ale to me, no longer shall I buy for thee.
Jesus, Henry, what kind of yokel nonsense are you babbling? Me? You're the one who's
You're an odd one. I've never heard such peculiar poetry in my life.
It's the latest fashion in France.
You've done enough harm. Better shut up and leave it to me.
How did you like it, dearest?
Ah, how tender you are. Father is coming! Hide!
Who was that talking? If it's some Danny again, I'll gut him with my filleting knife.
I didn't hear anyone.
Did you hear what he said?
But I have a bad feeling about this, Hans. I think we should...
Are you still there?
Still here, my love. How could I have apart from you?
Father's coming. He'll kill you.
He will not. Because it'll never cross his mind where I'll be. Henry, it's time for me to claim my prize. Whatever happens, cover my back.
There you are, you seducer! Now you'll see how a butcher protects his daughter's honor.
Buy me time.
You got some explaining to do, you bastard! What are you after, you bastard, sneaking around an honest citizen's house in the dark?
I went to mourn over the grave of my great-grandmother.
Oh, yeah. Then what are you doing right beneath my window, eh?
No, the question is, why are you trampling on great-granny's grave, eh?
Enough of your horse shit. One more word, and I'll have you.
You really came.
How could I not, my dearest?
Not so fast, Prince Charming. But, since you're here...
Hey, what was that?
What was what?
That noise. I'm sure I heard a strange noise.
We're here in the cemetery. Maybe restless spirits, what do you reckon?
I'd swear it came from the window of my own house.
Well, what's that got to do with me?
Someone's been creeping around after my daughter. I come out and I find you here. Quite a coincidence, eh? So, out with the truth.
You're quite mistaken. I've never laid eyes on your daughter, and if she looks anything like you, I'd rather keep it that way.
Why, you fucking...
Mon petit lapin.
There's a lace here. Untie it.
Don't try to make a fool of me. I heard it clearly. What was that?
Are you all right? It seems to me you're hearing things other folk can't hear. That's not good.
You're saying I'm hearing voices in my head?
Well, that's not necessarily a bad thing. St. Euphrosyne of Polotsk heard voices too, and she founded a monastery and churches and things.
I heard voices too. Well, could have been voices. I wouldn't swear to it, though.
Look, fellas, I was standing right here, and I didn't hear a thing. Do you take me for a madman?
Whatever you are, I want to know what you're doing under my daughter's window, and who was talking to her. I heard it clear as day.
Good neighbour, it can't be denied that old age dulls a man's ears. I'm here alone, praying for the souls of the good people resting in the cemetery. I've nothing to do with your daughter.
That voice sounded different to yours, though. But where did he get to? You must have seen him. Unless you're covering for him.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Yes.
Yasem skutni hori kodelnikov sin.
What the fuck are you playing at? My patience is wearing thin.
Yasem skutni hori kodelnikov sin.
Jesus, stop your damn screeching.
Nakopeczku stala plakala. Jezu, Maria, volala, volala. Jezu, Maria, Jezu jemine. Budale tu chlapec nebone. Budale tu chlapec nebone.
Christ almighty. Let's go, fellas. This one ain't right in the head. The guards will have him for screeching after curfew. Let's not get mixed up in it. But if I ever see you here again, I'll beat some sense into your idiot skull.
do you think you're doing? Don't you know it's forbidden to go around at night without light of any kind? This definitely won't come cheap. You'll learn crime doesn't pay.
All right, here you are.
You've purged yourself before the... Don't move a finger! You there, stop! Surrender! You're under arrest for breaking the law.
The Lord be praised. What brings you to me?
How did it go with Carolina, Sans?
Henry, it was the most wonderful night of my life. She was completely entranced by my courting. I hardly had to touch her, and she melted in my arms. And then she took me to paradise. It was glorious. It was sublime. Thanks, in part, to you, my faithful henchman and messenger of love. You've earned your reward.
It was an honour, Sir Hans. When are you going to see her again?
Oh, I'm not going to see her again. All beautiful things must come to an end, and, after all, I am a nobleman, and she is the butcher's daughter.
Well, that's how it ends, with the love of your life. After the secret gifts, the letters, the intrigues, reciting poetry in the moonlight.
My eloquence was wasted on her, Henry. Imagine, the silly cow couldn't even read. She returned the letter to me unopened. Here's the letter, Henry. Read it. At least you're capable of appreciating my literary talent. Read and learn from a poet.
God be with you.
Ha!
And well, I'm sure we can come to some agreement, your lordship.
Well, bearing in mind, Master Butcher, that we have nothing to come to agreement about yet.
Well, yes, sir. No, sir. Well, I thought I ought to let you know what happened. My daughter's good name could be besmirched, dragged through the mud. And his young lordship's too, of course.
Well, only if she should find us... Only if she should find herself with a permanent reminder.
Oh, well, that could happen yet, sir, couldn't it? If her belly starts to grow. You know how word gets around, and... Well, folk would assume that Sir Hans is the father. Even if some other young fellow was to come along in the meanwhile, and... Well, you know, and we already know the girl can't be watched.
Are you trying to blackmail me? Have you forgotten that I am the lord of this town, and that you are nothing but a stinking butcher?
Oh, God forbid, sir. I'm just thinking of his young lordship's reputation, and my girl's. But, of course, if his young lordship was to recognize the bastard as his own, and pay for his upbringing...
You can thank your lucky stars you're the only butcher around here. Otherwise, I'd have you out on your ear this very day.
But, sir, I'm only...
There, take this, you damn scoundrel, and never show your face here again.
Thank you, your lordship. I'm sure this will be enough. Thank you, sir. Thank you kindly.
Blasted fool capon. I'll wring his neck. I'll have his balls on a platter!
Greetings. God be with you.
Let's have a word about the price.
Well, we can...
Agree?
That's a poor offer. All right, so...
Fred Beach, just this morning. Fred! Fred, fresh Fred! Fred! You.
Carrots and apples, picked today to put a smile on your face.
Baked goods fresh from the oven.
Into the house, garden and field. Knives, axes, plates, hoes. Get the best bite in it. For the kitchen or the field, buy fine wares as right your every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
started, Henry. Can we go? Are you ready for this?
Of course. At last I'll get to see more of the country and have a bit of an outing.
Quite. Let's get to it then. I finally have the feeling we're doing something worthwhile. We're helping to save the king.
Instead of saving his drunken majesty, I'd rather find that horseman who murdered my parents, get the sword back from him, and skewer him with it.
Cheer up, Henry. I've a feeling you'll get your chance one day, and it won't be long in coming. Forward, men! Audentes fortuna juvat!